Welcome. Today we're looking at 213 multiplying polynomials. So this one's pretty easy, especially as compared to the last one. But the thing to remember is when we're multiplying polynomials is we need to distribute, to simplify. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just start off with easier ones. So we're going to make sure we multiply 5y to the 5th into the parentheses to each term. So we have two terms, right? We have 4y cubed and 7. So we're going to go ahead and multiply it. So 5 times 4 is 20. Y to the 5th times y cubed. Remember, we add those, right, if we're multiplying exponents with the same base. And then same thing with the 7. So 5 times 7 is 35. And then we don't have any y's there, so we just have y to the 5th still. Okay? That's pretty much it. Second one, same thing. This time we have three terms, right? We have negative 2v squared, 7v, and 9. We're multiplying our negative 4v squared into our parentheses. Negative 4v times negative 2 is positive 8. And then we have v squared, so 2 plus 2 is 4. Then we have negative 4 times 7 is negative 28. Be very careful with your signs. And then we have v squared times v is v cubed. And then negative 4 times negative 9, again, be careful with your signs, is positive 36 v squared. Okay, so pretty straightforward. The rest of these are also straightforward. It's just that we're gonna have multiple terms in our starting point. So for this one, we have 5x plus 2. So we make sure we multiply the 5x by both parts and also the 2 by both parts. So still distributive property. We're just taking one by one and multiplying it into the second parentheses. All right, so let's do this. 5x times 2x is 10x squared. 5x times negative 7 is negative 35x. 2 times 2 is 4x. And then 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Whenever we do these, check the middle part. If you have like terms, we're going to simplify that. So we have negative 35 plus 4x is negative 31x. And the other parts stay the same. Okay. Number 4, same idea. This time we have variables on the second term in each of the parentheses, but same concept, right? We're going to multiply each of the first parentheses terms into the second. So 3x times 6x is 18x squared. 3x times negative y is negative 3, and then usually we write the variables in alphabetical order, so x, y, and that's going to help us when we do like terms. And then we have negative 2y times 6x is negative 12, and again x first and then y. And then negative 2y times negative y is positive 2y squared. Check. Do we have like terms? And again, because we wrote them in alphabetical order, it's easier to see that they're like terms. So then negative 3xy minus 12xy is negative 15xy. Be very careful with your adding and subtracting. And then the 2y squared at the end. Okay. So don't let that extra variable freak you out. As long as you write your variables in alphabetical order, then you should have an easy time doing your like terms in the middle. And sometimes they're not even like terms, so it's okay. Now look at this. A lot of people freak out when they see x plus 7 squared. They don't know what to do. I had the same problem when I was in school. Square just means times itself. So remember, an exponent just means times itself that many times. So if we were to rewrite this, that just means x plus 7 times x plus 7. All right, squared means times itself. All right, from here, now that we have it set up, that's pretty easy. You guys can go ahead and multiply that out. All right, so we're gonna have x squared plus 7x plus 7x plus 7 times 7 is 49. All right, we're gonna combine our like terms. 7 plus 7 is 14x. Yeah, so pretty simple for that one. Just remember, anytime you see a squared or a cubed or anything, this means multiply that by itself that many times. The definition of an exponent doesn't change. Okay, last one. Let's do this in orange. So this one's a little bit more complicated, right? Because we have 2 terms in the first one, but then we have 3 terms in the second one. That doesn't change what we're doing. We're taking the first term, multiplying by everything in the right side, taking the second term, doing the same. So it's gonna come out longer for sure because we have more terms and more multiplications, but the concept is still the same. So let's do 7y times 2y squared is 14y cubed. 7y times 4y is 28y squared. And then 7y times negative 3, which is negative 21y. And then we'll move on to our 6, right? So then we're going to do 6 times 2y squared is 12y squared. 6 times 4y, which is 24y. And then 6 times negative 3, which is negative 18. Now, for this one, we have 2 sets of like terms. We have 28y squared and 12y squared. We're adding them. So that's going to give us 40y squared. Then we have negative 21y and 24y. So when we add those up, we get positive 3y. And then we have our 18 and our 14y cubed at the ends. All right, so a little bit more work because we have more multiplications, and we got to be very careful because then we have our 2 sets of like terms that we got to add and subtract up, but pretty much the same idea.